How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Awesome. So we'll jump in, and we have a few people that are going to share a few things with us, and we'll get to it. So a few housekeeping things. On my team page, and Corinne, I don't know how you guys do this exactly, but I shared an image for February. We have two choices. Make sure you vote. I'm gonna announce which one tomorrow morning that has the most votes, and that's what we'll use for our picture. Oh my gosh, what is that called? Our top picture for our group. So, whatever that word is.
Cover photo.
Yes, I'm like picturing it. I'm like that long skinny thing, the cover photo.
I was gonna say banner.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. So that, and then since it is already gonna be the 18th, you guys can think about switching over to getting people started for your February group. And that will kind of lead into the conversation that we're going to talk about today. Another thing is we're doing our coach event starting Monday. So we're going to do a day in the life of a coach. So it's a Facebook group that I'm going to create. It is all throughout the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. One of you, if you wanted to participate, you'd post one day. We have the content to post. You can tweak it a little bit. You go live once, and that is it. It's super simple. It's awesome. I shared some content so you could be inviting to the coaching opportunity this week. And you should always be inviting to it, but just talking about it and sharing about it and really just building that marketing for this event and for just coaching in general. So if you want to participate in that and haven't told me yet, let me know. I'm also going to make that separate group as well. And if you are a coach and you just want to be in the group and not necessarily be posting, that is fine as well. We can add you. We'll post the link in the team page and you can request to join if you'd like. But coaching is a huge part of our business, and I know you guys love it. That's why you show up every day. So sharing about it isn't a terrible thing. It's actually amazing that you're sharing this opportunity with people. So those are my two updates. Anything else that you guys have that's like housekeeping? Okay. Corinne, you said you had a coach that wanted to share about Super Weekend. Is it Morgan? Okay.
Well, it might be. Morgan and Katie are the only two that went. Obviously, I wasn't able to go, so they can share.
I guess I'll go first.
Awesome. Yes, we can't wait to hear.
Yeah. So I went to the Chicago one. So I had a really great experience. It was actually my first one ever. So we had Lacey Green at our Super Weekend, which was amazing. She's awesome. But I really wanted to talk about the speaker that we had. Her name is Andrea Rappaport. So she is a comedian from Second City, or was a comedian from Second City. And she talked about her story and like how like she took a negative or her struggle into a positive. So she went into this. Oh, are you saying hi to everybody? Say hi. Anyway, she has this podcast called How to Not Suck at Divorce, but she kind of related it to coaching / telling your story. So she manifested 3 things that everyone should do when like talking on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, because a lot of us people just show the good things on Facebook, the good things on Instagram. And she talked about these 3 things that we should do. So I actually wrote them down. The 3 steps to make your your struggle a success. So she said she took her struggle of being domestic, she was in a domestic violence type of relationship, and how she turned it into her podcast because she ended up divorcing this person, and just manifesting into something positive. She said, number one, tell the truth. So be authentic, be relatable through your stories, be relatable, not just with the stories on Instagram, but just relatable with people. Two, be specific. She talked about, like, she used an example of Shakeology. So like when you drink Shakeology, don't say it's just yummy, but like, how does it benefit health? How does it benefit, the person? So basically being specific to the specific story that you're talking about. And then don't stop. So don't just talk about it and then just stop. You got to keep manifesting, you got to keep growing, you got to keep talking about it. So I just wanted to share those things because I thought it was really awesome. And she is on Instagram as well. She has a lot of good content and everything like that too. So, but that really, I guess, stuck out with me when I was there. So those three things, when you're like manifesting and talking about things on Facebook, or even talking to clients or something like that, don't be, just don't be that person that gets them and then just stops talking to them. Develop that relationship and everything like that. So, but Lacey's awesome too. But
That's awesome.
she had us doing the Mamba down like a conga line. It was crazy, but I think that talk by Andrea Rappaport was really good with, how we can be a better coach as well. So
Thanks for sharing that. That is really helpful and relatable to what we do. And I think you hit on all of it, honestly, because we do need to keep showing up. And it's almost like when you said be specific, it's kind of like that emotional connection. It seems like connecting to them, like, why should I do this? Like, it is yummy, but like, oh, this could help with your digestion and your whatever. So I think that's really helpful. You sounded awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Does anyone else want to share? Can you drop her name in the chat, and maybe we could find her on Instagram, or her Instagram
yes,
name?
absolutely, I can do that.
Okay.
And she's
Thank
she is very like, we got to talk to her after a little bit, and she's like really likes to connect with other people and everything like that too. So
We'll have to check her out. Awesome. All right. With that, today we wanted to talk about kind of the new things that are coming up and ways that we can really benefit our business from it. So first, I wanted to talk about volume and how with the new Success Club system, you guys can use volume and earn a Success Club point. So the key here is it's 125 volume equals 1 Success Club point. And I posted an image in our team page, and I can tag everyone in it again, but it has to fall in a few categories. Let me see if I can share this with you. That would be way easier here. It has to fall in a few categories. It would be a new coat or a new order. It would be someone who is your current customer that hasn't posted in 90 days. And there's one other thing. Here we go. I'm gonna share this because you guys can definitely, oh my gosh, I just tried to share it like I share my phone screen. I like dragged it down. I'm not lazy by mine. We're fine here. Okay, here we go. Share content. Screen. Okay. All right. So this is the image I shared, and you can see here, if you look on Okay. Volume. They add up personal volume from all their new customers or from customers or preferred customers who haven't placed a new order in the last 90 days. So if you hit volume, if you get volume from preferred customers, new customers, or someone who hasn't ordered in the last 90 days, and it hits 125 PV, you're going to get 1 Success Club point. Okay. That's pretty cool because we're going to kind of transition into why all of this is really, really awesome. But that's something where we no longer have to push for Success Club points. We no longer have, or total solution packs. We no longer have to feel like we need to push one item on people if that's not necessarily the best fit for them. But maybe they just want beach bars or just want collagen or just want Energize. And now we don't have to feel so like, about it. We can be like, oh, sure, yes, this is perfect. Like, this is a good fit for you. So with that, if you guys listen to the National Wake Up Call last week with Holly, she gave a really good marketing plan. Sorry, I had it up here and here we go. She gave a marketing plan of how she's going to utilize this new Success Club system for her business. Did anyone listen and watch this or look at any of these files?
I did.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
I'm going to break it down slowly, but then I think we could have an open conversation about it because I think this can be a really simple way for us to implement things into our business. And the key takeaway I had from this, and I don't know if you guys all feel the same, but it's so cool how, I think she mentioned it, but if we're posting the same thing every single week, every single month, it does get boring. So I kind of like this idea, not only because it's smart marketing, but it's also the fact that like 1 week you're going to focus on something, get people's attention. And then the next week you completely change it up. They don't know what to expect from you. And I kind of like that part of it because I feel like we do get stuck in this routine. And obviously we're going to keep sharing our workouts and sharing our food and all that stuff, but the focus is going to change. That point of being specific is going to change, whether you're promoting your coaching or your accountability groups or whatever it is. So I hope you guys can see this a little bit. It is on our team page. And once I break this down, Ashley's going to share about Body Blocks and show us as well. But in the call, she breaks it down, and the first Monday of every month, so like this month, I believe it was the 9th, whatever it falls on the first Monday, that's when they're launching Body Blocks. And that can be the start date that you advertise always, or any accountability group you're advertising at the beginning of the month. And you'll see in this first week, she focuses on like her support group, getting people started with Total Solutions. She's going to share things, and we can share things like how we have fitness, nutrition, accountability groups, and just really dive into getting people started on their own journeys in the first week of the month. And then in the second week of the month, she then, like her actual like accountability group kicks in. She has people started, and she shifts her focus to a product of the month. And this is where that volume comes in, and she's picking a product of the month that she actually enjoys. So I don't want you guys sitting here thinking like, oh, I don't want to buy more stuff. Use the things you like, or if you've wanted to try new stuff, do that. But this is a really cool way to say, okay, my people have started their accountability group. I can still keep inviting to it, but I'm going to keep talking about this one product. That repetition is going to get into people's head, and I really want them to try it. We have ways that you can create a link that's specific to your coaching account, but you don't need a person's email, that you can plug into your stories and they can just click on it. So it makes it really simple. Like, just share something you love of our products the second week of the month. So you're really pushing for that volume. And honestly, I don't use all the products. So yes, they're going to be repeated, but you could be more creative with it as well in this week 4. So I feel like the first 2 weeks of the month, you're really just talking about getting people started with the Total Solution Pack on their own journey with a product focus. Then in the 3rd week, it's focused on coach recruitment. And basically, this is kind of where we're at this week going into next week. I don't know if you guys are like me, but like when you see like the months and the days in the month, it's like, okay, so the last week of this month only has 3 days. So is that week 3 or 4? I don't know if your brains work like that, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just an estimate. So like this week, we've been talking about coach recruitment on our stories, promoting for a coach opportunity event. Then we're going to go into this last full week of the month, and we are having our coach opportunity event. So that does not mean like, oh, let's not share about it. Still share about it. But this is where she shifts her marketing to what she says is optional, to doing a group like with your focus product. And the one she did that I thought was really cool, it was like greens and hydrate and energize or something. Maybe not all 3, but she made a quick, simple group, said, hey, join me, order your greens, and literally I'll plug you into this group. We're going to check in. She didn't schedule any posts. She didn't put a lot of time into it. She just made a group, and people order greens, and that was that. And then that cycles right back through to the Total Solution Pack and kicking off their next group. So I know a lot of this could be overlapped based on the fact that like we're always talking about everything, but I think what helps me, and you guys can speak up, but the fact that this is what I'm going to be posting about on my grid and really pushing the point on my stories. It doesn't mean I'm not doing the other things. It doesn't mean in this week I'll never talk about coaching. That's not true, but it's really good focus, I think, to keep people guessing and having one clear image of what you want them to get started with at that time. And of course, when you're inviting people to things, you have to be proactive. So like if your body block starts here, you have to be inviting at the end of the previous month. So does this all make sense? Like, does this seem clear to you guys? Do you like it? Are you thinking it's something that you'd like to implement?
I
feel
really
it's
like. Go ahead,
Go
Corinne.
ahead, Ash.
I was just gonna say I really liked her approach of how she laid it out, and like focusing on just like one product, because it feels like that's less overwhelming than like having to share like all the products that we offer, especially if you don't use the product. Like you just said, you don't use all the products. Like I don't use all the products. So I think that really helped like her breaking that down. So you're focusing on one set item for the whole week instead of trying to figure out what you're going to post. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, yeah, it simplifies it. It makes it, and it's still worth our while. Cause I don't know, I always felt like obviously Total Solution Packs are the best deal, but some people don't want it all. And now this makes it okay to be like, I'm still going to help them.
I get that a lot too. Like they don't want the Shakeology, and it's just like, okay. So, anyway, and I really liked how, I forget what I was gonna say.
Welcome
It's been
to
a
the
long
party.
day.
I feel like that's what I can't think of my words or anything today.
I just wish they would put more flavors in the Hustle package, Shake and Hustle package.
Yes. And I'm wondering if it's successful and like more people buy it, since it's the 20 servings and 20 servings. I'm willing to bet that they would add more if it's popular.
Yeah, because I know that probably makes more sense for like certain people, because if not ever, let's face it, like I don't drink my shake every day. I should, but I don't know. I just feel like the 20 shakes. I mean, I use Energize every day. That's the only downfall. with the Hustle and Shake package. Like I use my Energize, but it's the shakes sometimes I don't get in every day. So
Yeah, and I think to that point, I always shuffle my subscriptions around. Like if I'm low on Energize, I'll like maybe get the performance line and then like the next month get like the Shake and Hustle or like whatever I'm like running low on. But yeah, it will make it simple to help people more specifically that might not want, even like the people that are like, I can't spend that much money. Well, why don't you take a baby step and purchase Energize? And I'll support you and we'll focus on these 3 baby tips, like baby step tips to get you started and feeling good. Like you're building that trust as well, which I think is cool. Thanks. Was Corinne also, did she have something?
I was just gonna say, I think it helps us be more organized with breaking your month down like that, so you're not so overwhelmed. Like, the first week you're just trying to focus on, talking to people about your accountability group and setting them up with a total solution that fits their lifestyle. And then, week 2, you're gonna start a group, and then you're gonna focus on a product. And then I always focus on that 3rd week for coaching too, because I feel like I'm set with like, I'm where I am at and my group's already started. Now I can start talking about coaching. And then I just liked how she broke that down. I was like, that makes sense. And I feel like that's like what we all do anyways, but now like I never focus on a product. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And I didn't know about these Success Club points from Volume because I clearly wasn't listening very well in the wake up call when they talked about that. So that's good to know. To add in, like, I know Morgan, I was going to mention too, like, I know you struggle with veggies. I was like, you should buy the greens because that's what Holly right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get her confused with Allie Upton. They like look very similar. But I didn't realize she doesn't like veggies. And I was like, oh, so you're eating like a lot of greens. I just like add spinach to my shake. So I feel like it's the same thing, but yeah, it's great if you have somebody that like does not like vegetables, you can add in like something like that. So just more organization. Morgan already uses the greens, so there you go.
Yeah, you can promote your favorite product. Yeah, and I think we have done similar things to this before. We've always had our coach event. It's really just breaking it down with the whole volume. And I don't know. It's an idea. It's obviously not something that you have to do, but she is very successful in her business and a lot of her coaches are very successful. So I thought if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and it's not working, why not switch it up? And I'm not saying our businesses aren't working. I'm just saying maybe you're not easily hitting Success Club every month. Maybe you're struggling to get people to join you. And I guess why not try something new to see if it works for you? Because you don't have much to lose. So this is something I'm excited to try. Does anyone have any other thoughts or questions on trying this? Is it something you guys want to maybe brainstorm more together? If you have questions of how you want to implement it into your business, like you can reach out to me and we can talk about it, but it could be something in February that we walk through together as well with like a product of the month or something.
So I am super excited to try this because posting calendars have not been successful for me in the past. I just don't stay consistent with them despite all good intentions there. But this seems like something that I could stick to, and especially the product. I even tried it just this week, but my biggest thing is I'm obsessed with all the products. So really committing to one for a week instead of being like, hey, look at my shake. Hey, look at my recover. Hey, look at my Energize, because I'm passionate about all of them, but really hyper focusing with the intention. So that is one. And then I know that Ashley was going to talk about body blocks, and that is something that I know that the company is moving more towards promoting body blocks and shifting to that being a standard. And she talked about promoting them as a way of inviting people in for shorter groups. I personally am very confused by body blocks. I try to find trainings, I try to find information on it, and I'm just having difficulty promoting body blocks personally because I don't understand it myself well enough to share it with others. I feel like the only way to find them, and this is just my lack of knowledge, is going to the FAQs for the body blocks and having to like search through the things. And then it's like a build week and you can do like whichever, and it's kind of just like a free for all. So, Ashley, I would love to hear more about that to maybe help understand so that that week I would feel more confident in, because right now I don't feel like that week is something that I would be able to do.
So curiosity purposes here, for the healthy obsession, was that considered like the body block? Is that one of
Yeah.
the first ones?
It was a test run, but they're
Okay,
not all
but
gonna.
it was one of the
that's-
first testers, right?
That's gonna be like the super trainer block. So there's gonna be 4 blocks. So that was
Pardon, my child's deciding to come down with whatever nastiness is going on in school.
no. So the healthy obsession was for the super trainer block. So there's got. Can I just talk about it now? Okay. Becky's like, yes. So right now, I think there's already 3 blocks. There's a burn. I forget what other ones there are. Hold on 1 second. There's a burn, build, and ride block. There's 3 blocks right now. So essentially what happens is they launch these blocks every the first Monday of every month. They last for 3 weeks, 5 days a week. The 4th week is of recovery, functional recovery week. So for each month that they do a body block, they actually launch a bod group that you can join. That in that bod group, I wish I was in one right now so I could actually show you guys, but I'm not in one, and it takes like a day for them to like, and I just thought about it like 20 minutes ago. Like I should have joined one. So it gives
Where do
a-
you request that? Sorry.
So and at the beginning of each month, Carl and Body, one of the Body Instagram posts, will put a link in there that you can go and request to join. So someone
So it's
has to
through
like let you in.
Instagram?
Yes, through Instagram. When I get it, when I see it come through next month, I'll send it to you guys. I'll just
Okay.
screenshot it for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in that body group, it gives you a calendar for each one of the body blocks. So, and it tells you like recommendations of like what workout you can do, but you can do any of the workouts, like any of the like for burn, you can do any of the cycle, any body burn, hit and core. And then can I share my screen on here? So can you guys see my screen? Okay, so this is just like a sample workout of what you can do. But like I said, in the body group, it will actually give you like a workout that you can do. So they are switching the body blocks up. And I'm gonna put a video of this video I just found right before here that walks you through like the whole thing for like body, and she walks you through like the body blocks, and you can just watch. It's like 15-minute video. So it's changing the next year to 4 blocks. there's an all body block, there's a bike block, and then a beginner block. That beginner block is the sample for that Lacey's doing in March. And then the last block that they're launching is the super trainer block, which will be a program out of what's already out there. So I think this right here is what it's going to send me somewhere. Sorry. But they're doing like 21-day fix, T25, job 1, 100-day meltdown, 4 weeks for everybody, MBF. I can't read that last one, those last two. So, and then that block is just 3 weeks of that program that they're just going to remake and redo. Does that make sense?
It definitely does. Thank you. And I would love that video to watch as well. I've been
Yeah.
trying to find videos everywhere and have been unsuccessful thus
So
far.
I couldn't find anything like Beachbody itself. I think because it hasn't like launched yet. And actually, if you just go to the FAQ and hit join body group here, it will take you to like the body block for January. And all you have to do is hit request to join and it'll take you right into the body block.
I just feel personally, sorry, Corinne, that like that way of doing it is a lot of steps to send a new customer, especially if somebody is doing the body blocks for like a beginner program. And then you're like, here's this FAQ link. And once you click here and then you click here and yeah, I feel like that's where it just gets complicated enough that for me, I shy away from doing it.
It might get like easier or more efficient as they continue to launch it because they're not really I only found this because I think it was posted by someone that actually went to I think the leadership thing that they did a couple months ago because everything else has them all blocked off here. So I'm excited for them because like you're not committed to like any one program and it's only for 4 weeks. So if you don't want to stay committed to like a program for a long period of time, like it's a good way to get people in, hey, try this 3-week, 4-week program out. And then we can talk about what the next steps are. So, but I'm excited for it. But with I believe at a certain tier, I think for the super blocks, you have to have a subscription with it. Like you
do.
Yeah, I think you have to have like some kind of like product with it. You can't just get into it. Which is why it says free sample for the beginner for Lacey in March.
So
Now-
like the super blocks replacing like the full programs then? Or are we still gonna have new programs?
Probably. I think this is kind of in a way replacing new programs.
I think that they're just going to do like
Less.
Body Interactive. And
Mhm.
Morgan, I know you mentioned the other day in our group chat that people are upset by this and that they're like, people don't
Mhm.
want to buy Body, which I mean, I kind of think I go back and forth because I was against Body at first because I was like, I like structure. I like to know
Mhm.
what I'm doing every day. But when I was pregnant, I actually was playing with Body more because I couldn't do a program because I was pregnant. And I didn't want to like try to start something I couldn't finish or I wasn't able to do. And I love Body. Like there's so many options for so many different people. And I just feel like we need to do a better job at explaining what it is. Like I never used to like upgrade people to Body. Like I'm always like, oh, 160, this is what you're getting. Well, now it's like 218 and you get Body and bod for a year. Like you're stupid not to do that because with all these body blocks, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's the best option. And if they're 3 weeks long, you could give somebody a month for free and they could try the body block and then they can decide to upgrade to like the whole year. But I know Morgan had mentioned in our group chat that like I hadn't seen what people were saying just because I don't know if I'm in that group, but she said people were like pissed and they like didn't want to like do body. So I don't know.
Yeah, like a lot of people just flat out did not want to renew their subscription after the fact.
Did you see
Um,
that on like the Beachbody Facebook group? Because I saw a lot of people complain on there.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, and I was like laughing. I was like, they just like don't understand it. I feel like
Yeah.
is what the issue is. It's like Ice Cream was just saying, you need to explain it better.
Yeah, because people are like, I don't get these live classes. And I'm like, well, they are live classes, but you can't always like, we're never going to be do them live unless you're like Jesse's time frame where they are doing them at 9 a.m. when it's like noon for all of us who like are at work or just can't get on a workout. But I think that there's just so many more options for people, and especially with like Lacey's program coming out, like, I mean, program, Body Block, whatever you want to call it, but it seems like they're going to step away. I mean, it's just like what they did with DVDs. They stopped with DVDs and then you got it everything. And now you're still can have everything, but they're just, you know, making it a little bit more unique. And I mean, it's a money grab too, like with the whole like the super block, they're going to want you to get a subscription to something so you can make more money. So, but I get it. Like,
So correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm very confused about it. So I think it's like March, there's only going to be that option, right? Like that one price option. And it's just, they'll obviously get like the program catalog and then body as well. There's no way to just get just the program catalog, correct? Okay.
Yeah, and they're not getting rid of the programs, like all the programs on
Hope
Body.
not.
Yeah, I know that was a question that someone asked at our one event.
Yeah. But it'll be that what is it, 218 or something like that price?
yeah. And that's not even expensive.
But then it's $20 off. It goes.
Yeah.
That's probably why we have the $20 off right now.
Mhm.
So
Well, they need to do something because their stock is in the tank.
A lot of Beachbody coaches are switching over to Arbonne. Like 2 top coaches I follow, they switched to Arbonne. And I was like, what?
There's
Okay.
a lot of, if you like just scroll through TikTok, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people
Oh, yeah.
just like saying that they're leaving and why
They're
they
welcome.
left and a company that what they and I think one of them was the one you just mentioned. And some of them are like top coaches.
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
to me, that's then they're just in it for like the money and not for the core values. Because I
Well,
don't
the
think
girl-
Arbonne's anything special. Like that's just like a crap ton of products.
It's just products. There's no
Yeah.
workouts. So I listened to the call this morning about with the 3 coaches that they like interviewed, which was really cool. I liked that style. And one of the girls, I think she was from Canada. I was driving, so I don't know like which coach it was because I was paying attention to driving. And I was just thinking, like, I used to be a personal trainer and I used to say at-home workouts are stupid because I can get a better workout at the gym. And she's like, then I would waste 2 hours at the gym. I'm like, this girl literally is like my person. Like she's speaking to me. Like this was me when I first started Beachbody. And I was like, I can't do at home workouts because I can't stay focused. Like I'd like start doing laundry like in the middle of a workout, or like I have to be at the gym. And then I tried one and then I was like, all right, this is what it is. And I got better results at home. And I was like, this is what it's all about, is like trying to find something that like, you don't have to spend 2 hours at the gym to get those results. You don't have to, like, I'm really big on like, I'm not going to kill myself with my diet because I want to be a certain weight. Like I'm going to still give, like, if I want to have a treat, I'm going to have a treat and I'm not going to make myself feel bad about it. Like, because that's not what, like, it's a journey. It's not, there's no end result. There's no after photo. We're not here for the after photos. And that's what the big thing with Health Esteem is about, is like, you're here for health. Like with the last 2 weeks of my life, like I can't speak volumes about taking care of your body and like, just, you know, taking care of yourself for your family, because you don't know, like each day is precious and you never know it's going to be your last one. So I'm like very hitting home with, you know, I want to be here like for 100 years. I want to be here for my kids. I want to have grandkids and I want to be, you know, in their lives for 30 plus years. So, you know, the whole switching over to Health Esteem is like huge for us. And I feel like we need to, talk more about that and how, yes, you get at-home workouts. Yes, you can have Shakeology, but like, it's more than that. I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people like, I felt like we were going in the right direction, but then I feel like so many coaches are like, see ya, I'm out. And I'm like, but we're going in such a better direction than we were going. So I don't understand what's going on with that.
It's the compensation plans.
Yeah. And I
But-
honestly can tell you right now, like, I'm not here for the money. Like, I text Jesse today and I said, I feel like I've lost my drive for coaching, and I'm so glad I got on this call because I already feel better because of this. Like, maybe my paycheck isn't that good this week, but last week it paid for my car payment. So like, you have to, and again, like, you have to put the work in, but like, obviously a lot of crap's been going on in my life and I haven't had the energy to be positive and like help people. And now I talked to my brother about it and he was like, this is the time for you to be positive and help people. And I was like, you're right. I just felt like it was kind of like not a good time to try to do that. But now I'm feeling better and I want to help more people and I just want to be positive because why not? So, but it's not about the money. Like, I feel like it's about this. It's the community, it's the support, it's the love and like helping people. So if you guys are having a bad time about money, just remember each week's different. So
Yeah, and I think we're the one unique company that pushes lifestyle and like an overall change versus just products. And I think that's a huge difference. And my child is screaming. If I step away, that's why. You guys can keep going.
To kind of piggyback up on Kareen's point with health esteem, a lot of you guys know Super Weekend when I was in Philly, Carl was there and he piggybacked a lot on health esteem and his focus on it. He made a good point that when Beachbody was created, they had a surge and it was kind of a graph that went like this and down and then back up, back down. So when they first started and they first hit the market, they hit that tip of that hill with the DVDs. And then after a while, everything kind of went back down because it was the Beachbody. It was that name again, like that we've seen before, and we're currently doing. And then they were in the plateau, still having good progress, but not enough, not a lot, not the best, basically. And then 2020 hit, the pandemic. They started seeing the uptick back up with home workouts again, and now they're seeing the trend coming back down. That's one of the reasons why we're just transitioning into this whole health esteem movement, because during the pandemic, obviously we all kind of went through a lot. And he even said, everyone's transitioning into something different and needing something else. But bringing this health esteem movement back in and everything that we're doing, the transitions are for the good. And he even kind of mentioned when we were there that yes, the company isn't in such a great place as it was maybe 10 years ago, but we're still here and we're still doing and providing what we're doing to our customers, to potential customers, all this. So he is in no worries section kind of. He still has all the confidence in us and for the whole company to kind of take this health esteem movement into something bigger than what it already is, like as we're promoting this. And he also mentioned with health esteem, promoting the eat more dessert kind of thing too. I forgot to mention this last week, but something that's really stuck with me since Super Weekend is he was there on Sunday. Monday, he was going to a conference somewhere, I don't know where. It was a leaders conference. And he said he was making Shakeology peanut butter cups, making it out of Shakeology. And he shared the recipe or whatever. And he was taking each one with him to the conference and handing it out as he was talking to people and being like, here, have some dessert. But you're actually eating peanut butter cups because he loves peanut butter cups. But it's actually healthy for you and you can actually have a dessert. And then all to the point of basically showing people that you don't have to cut anything out for cravings, or you can actually have a dessert. You don't have to make yourself feel bad about it. You eat more dessert. And he also did something that I thought was really genius, and I haven't done anything with it yet. But he said, do this. Promote eating dessert for 30 days straight on socials. Post recipes. Post what you do with your shakes, but make it into a dessert. Challenge your customers or potential customers to eat dessert for 30 days. See how they feel. Don't turn it into a shake, turn it into dessert and see what that does, how that makes you feel, how the benefits come in. And I thought that was kind of the most genius thing that like could have ever come out of his mouth besides anything else. But I was like, wow, you could really do that and show that you actually had the dessert. Like you can eat it too. You can eat the cake, take the cake and eat it too. But
Did he
Carl just
saying about keeping the caramel brownie because that's a
did
good
not.
dessert.
He didn't say anything about product launches or anything, but
I think they would if they're going to keep promoting that because that is delish.
they did say though, I don't know where it was, but if you really want something to stick, get into his DMs. His DMs, his comments, everywhere. If you want something to stick, get in there. That's the biggest thing for him. So, but he's not anywhere concerned about us as a company or the company as a whole. Basically, we're just keep doing what we're doing, and everything's gonna work out. And we're just gonna keep going as it is, promoting his health esteem. And he really has a lot of confidence in his health esteem. Like he is the biggest promoter of it that I've seen so far. And hearing him in person and talking about it, honestly, just makes me more excited about what's coming in the end here. So just a few words that I remember from Super Weekend as well.
So I'm reading a book about habits, and I've only one chapter through, and I already love the book. But it pretty much like said in the first chapter that your 1% that you're doing better like this week, this month, or whatever is setting you up for a successful future. So like if, Corrine just said, you've been struggling and stuff like that. But I feel like, once we like form those habits and keep them going, it's just gonna make us all better. Like whether it's in our business, in the fitness, like, and it really spoke to me. Like in the last like week, I cry like every day, just like looking at some pictures because like my transformation, I don't like, it's not bad crying, but it's just like so true. Like your habits that you are forming and changing is really just setting you up for your future self and making you a better person. So
I think that health esteem thing, we're going to have to drive home, guys, like hard. This imperfect fitness world has like killed health and everything. Like it kills health. I'm sorry, it does. We look at skinny people and we're like, we have to be that. No, I want to be the ripped girl in the gym, not the tiny girl in the gym, Yeah, it felt good lifting up a bag of dog food with one arm at PetSmart. Okay. Like those are my wins. So I think we need to drive that health esteem home. How are we feeling from the inside out?
Yeah,
That's
my
just
friend
my
Kimmy went with me to Super Weekend and she made the comment like, I love Beachbody or Body because it celebrates everybody, not just the fittest person. She said, you have the Peloton people, like, which are fine, but like she felt that Beachbody or Body has something for everybody. And she's like, she looked around the room and there was like all shapes and sizes. The biggest thing that stood out for me, there was a woman there that had a disability, and Lacey was like literally called her out and was working with her to keep pushing her, even though she was doing a modification. Like I don't feel like you see that at the gym. You don't see that with Peloton or anything like that. So that's, I guess, what drives Body to be different than anywhere else.
And I feel like as a mom of like of a girl, I want her to grow up in a world where she doesn't have to feel self-conscious. She doesn't have to worry about, being a size 0 or whatever. And that it's not about size. Like it's about feeling good, just like Katie said, from the inside out. And I'm really focusing on shifting my mindset of like, you know, if Connor says like, oh, I feel fat today, I'm like, we're not going to say that in this house. So we're going to just say, you know, I don't feel good about myself today, or like using different words, because our kids are sponges and they pick up on everything. Like this morning I'm working out. My son's like, where's my weights? I want to work out. And like, he is very like, oh, you're working out. Like, oh, like, and he just knows like, that's our lifestyle, and that, you know, we try to be healthy as can be. And like, we don't say like we're having, I don't know, like we eat pizza, like we do things. Like, I don't want like that. I didn't grow up like that, and I don't want them to grow up like that, because it is like there's so much negativity on body image right now in the world, and body positivity, but like sometimes body positivity isn't body positivity. So I just want to like try to reflect that onto her and share with her that like you don't have to be a certain size, you don't have to be, I don't know, like have the straightest hair or have the straightest teeth. I don't know. I had a lot of insecurities when I was younger, and I don't know. So I just hope she can grow up in a world that's not like that. So for all the girl moms out there, and you can, same thing with the boys, because boys can have insecurities too. So like, I will say, like, I was getting dressed for my father-in-law's funeral, and I literally fit in nothing because I just had a baby. And I kept saying, I don't fit in anything because and my mom goes, because you had a baby. Yeah, you're not fat. You just had a baby, and things aren't going to fit like they did. And I was like, you're right. And we're not going to say those words in this house. We're going to say things just don't fit right now because they just don't fit. And I don't have to get back into something, but it's, you know, we have to shift that mindset because they are listening. So just keep that in mind. That's been like hitting home with me a lot. I'm like, we can't say those words in this house. Those are like swear words. We don't say negative things like that. So
Let me tell you, my daughter's in first grade and she already comes home and is like, Mommy, this person looks like this. So I literally like, I love cheeks. I love chunky cheeks. So I literally will like get her on the couch and like hold her and just pinch her cheeks and just grab like all over her and be like, honey, this is normal. She's like, but Mommy, I don't look like you, honey. Someday you will. But right now, this is where you are. And this is how Mommy loves you.
Piggybacking off Kareen, even like with the boys, can teach the boys like to love like their bodies, and even like girls, like little girl body in like a good way. So if growing up they hear little girls picking on other little girls, they can be like, hey, no, you're beautiful, like you look great, girl, something like that. So it doesn't have to be just for like girls.
I mean, my son was wearing an Elsa wig the other day, guys. Like there's no shame in anything. I mean, they can do whatever they want.
I loved that, by the way. My daughter was like so excited because like I was watching your stories, and she's like, he has an Elsa wig on. She goes, Mommy, he looks awesome. I said, yes, he does.
He's a little obsessed with Frozen right now. So my sister-in-laws are lesbians, and they're like, can we buy him a dress? And I was like, the wig's fine. We'll see about the dress. I mean, I'm not a hater. I'm like, he can wear a dress if he wants, but what if he doesn't wear it? Like they're really expensive.
My daughter just grew out of her Elsa dress, and I thought she literally had a meltdown for 2 days. So I feel your pain. I feel you, but she was loving that wig. She's like, Mommy, I need that. I'm like, oh, no, you don't.
He looks like Davy Crockett. Oh God. So it's just, you know, you're just teaching all the right habits for all these children.
Yep.
Ashley, are we done with the body block topic? I don't know. Becky, do we have any other thing that we're supposed to be talking
Nothing
about?
else.
The only thing I was gonna say was about the Brad. I don't know how to say his last name. Abby posted that. I sent it to my team. It starts tomorrow, right? Okay. It's from 11 to 12:30, I think. But there's a replay, so you guys can rewatch it. I know there's a video, like we just got an email maybe yesterday.
Are
and
they
there was a video.
posting it? I haven't had a chance to look at my emails, to be perfectly honest. Have they said like, is the recording for the training going to be available tomorrow?
Probably will be like 72 hours. I feel like it takes some time. I think that's what it was like when
Okay.
you signed up for that last one. The Zoom link is in the email. I just have the email opened right now. So you got it
Okay.
this morning at 7 a.m. So the
Okay,
Zoom link
all
is in there. But if one of us gets the link to the replay, we can share it in the team pages.
Perfect.
Ashley, you did not follow me before now, or did you unfollow me by accident?
I had no
How
idea.
This is
rude.
embarrassing.
I know, she just had to call me out. I have no
This is
idea. I was scrolling through I don't even know how I got there, and I was like, how am I not following her?
I am
think I'm
incredibly
hitting buttons
offended.
on mine. I think I'm hitting buttons because there's some days like I'll go to tag people and it shows some people are grayed out and some people aren't. And then Becky, remember the day that I asked you, like, hey, like, how are you like making these tags disappear? But then the reason I asked you that is because that day it showed you were grayed out on mine when I went to tag you. And I'm like, does this mean like unfollowing? Did something snap? I had no clue what was going on. So if they're grayed out, does that mean it's like that's not following you or something anymore?
I have
I
no
don't-
idea, but you guys hate me. I will exit stage left. You just had to tell me it's fine.
Well, Becky,
Like,
I tag you like every morning, so I don't even know how this happened.
yeah.
Also, I
don't
feel
know.
like we have like themes last week. Like our team was supposed to do Martin Luther King Day, and everyone did Jersey, and I was like, where are the jerseys coming from? And I was like, everyone else is doing that. I feel who decides that? Because I feel like we should just be in cahoots, and everybody, like my team, should follow what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because that would make our lives easier. Because I cannot come up with things, and I can help with like themes. So
We have a rotating schedule on the
Okay.
Team Phoenix page. And
I love that schedule. It has saved my life.
So
yeah.
is it posted like on Monday? So like I can be like, hey, this is the theme, so I can post it in our, like I have a virtual gym on Facebook, so like we always post it there.
We
So
posted
yeah,
the day before. The night
Okay.
before. Sorry, Becky. We posted the night before, so we actually just revamped it. And we took away Wellness Wednesday, and we
Oh, I
now
like
have
that.
like we now have images that we fill out to tell people, like, to get people pumped up. I don't think our team was participating very well on Wellness Wednesday.
I just saw them and I was like, this is such a great idea.
Like, you just ended that sentence. I was like, what just happened?
That's Ashley for you.
That was great.
What I
You were
just-
like, don't have a comment, so we're just gonna change the subject.
So do I just have to find it on I'll just find it on the team page. I'll just have to remember to do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would look better. Because like I post your guys's and I'm like, we're not in cahoots here, and this is confusing. Because it might be confusing to people, like, why are they doing two things? And last week I was like, I'll just do both because no one followed Martin Luther King Day.
I saw that and I appreciated it.
The girl that does the posting, who isn't actively coaching, she just does my virtual gym posts, and she's like, I'm confused. I'm like, yeah, I am too, but I'll just do both. I don't know like who saw what and thought it was the sports team, but it made sense, so it was fine.
I love it. All right. Well, we are totally spiraling. It's 9 o'clock. I will not be here next week. Just kidding. I obviously am not wanted here, but I will keep showing up.
Side note comment,
Right.
anyone that is going to Summit, please let us know. We have a group chat. Let's get in there because we started discussing like housing and all that. We need to know like how much roomage we need to get, and then car situation. So I don't know. Don't look weird.
Morgan, did you get added to that? Because I sent you an invite and I don't know if it worked.
I think I saw her in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I saw her in it.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Okay, perfect. And what it's Turo, is that the car thing I was trying to say? That sounds like it's better than renting a car. But we
So I
can
just took like a quick look on that, and from what Ashley found for like the bigger cars, it was roughly the same. So after
Okay.
we get a final count and we know like the size cars we would need, then we can go from there.
Okay.
But
perfect.
that's why we need like a
Yeah,
final.
my brother used that. I'm like, who's stupid enough to rent their car out to somebody?
Yeah, it is weird.
But I guess that's popular. I've never heard of it before. And I was like, I would never give somebody my car. that I didn't know. That just sounds like a terrible idea, but
And then once we like pick a house, if it's like close and we can get a rough estimate, like how much like Ubers would be and kind of
yeah.
like see it's more cost effective, like Ubering or getting a car or two. We'll go from there. But again, we need that final head count to determine the car situation. Housing,
So
not so
for-
much.
Sorry, for the house, like you won't get the address until we actually get there, right? Is that how that
You
works?
can, so what you can do is what I did for Summit last year is I asked them, I was like, how, like, I think they must have given me the address because it's not like you can get in there anyways. But I was specific. I was like, I need to know how far this is from the convention center. Like we're all coming in for like a big conference. So I feel like that's how I found it. Some of them will give you the address, but some don't. You
Yeah,
have
and-
to ask them how far things are though.
And then for like the Uber, typically during like peak times, they do increase the price there. So I think we just need to keep that in mind while we're pricing out the Uber versus renting a
And
car.
thinking
And
about
parking.
driving in for like the big workout, it's gonna be like 5 a.m. You're gonna be like, have to get an Uber at 4 a.m. And we did that one year and one Uber didn't come on time. So like you have to keep that in mind too. Like last year, like I drove everybody in every day and that worked out fine. So we want to keep that in mind too, because if we have to Uber in for that workout, like what if you can't get an Uber? Like no one's driving at 4 a.m., you know, because the workout's at 6. So, but yeah. All right, we should be done because we're way over.
Good night, everybody.
See you all
Bye.
next week.
Sorry,
Bye.
Becky.
It's okay. I think I did it to Celia the other week too.
Oh, so you're giving me crap and when you did it too.
Wow, I see how your team functions. Whew. Just kidding.
Okay. Good
Have a good
night.
night. Bye.